Morning, YouTube. We got a new toy we're gonna play with here a little bit. uh, Sitting around behind the garage here. It is a 3025E. Try to get the sun's kind of bright, but yep, it's a 3 Series John Deere 3025E. Four-wheel drive loader. I already had the box blade, that's not new. But yeah, I needed a 3 Series tractor just to use around the house here and do some smaller jobs with. I used to have a 3 Series. I had a 3032E, and I sold it. I actually traded it in when I bought the 5075E. Traded in my 3 Series tractor. You don't want to be on YouTube? And yeah, I had a 3032 E that I traded in on my 5075E when I bought it. So I didn't have a small tractor anymore around here, and I wasn't gonna do, I thought I could make do without one, you know. I wasn't really gonna do any small jobs anymore, only bigger jobs, but I still, you know, I still had customers calling and wanting me to do smaller jobs. I got to figuring it up, and I figured that I could take on enough small jobs with this tractor that the tractor would pay for itself. And plus I needed one around the house here just to do a little small stuff. I'm actually doing some gravel right here right now. That's one of we made a little video with that. But I've got a carport. That's what all this junk is laying here. It's like an 18 by 20 carport that I'm going to put together to park the 5075E under, so I'll have somewhere to park it, because right now it's just sitting outside. So I've got some, this carport had 6-foot legs, and we may make a video of that when we put it together. But it had 6-foot legs, so it was only 6 foot tall on the sides, 8 foot tall in the middle. The tractor wouldn't fit under it, and I knew that. But I have purchased 8-foot legs. I've got 8-foot legs for that carport, so it's going to be 8 foot tall. And it's actually going to be 9 foot tall, because the rafters gain you another foot. So it's going to be 9 foot tall on the sides, about 11 foot tall in the middle, 10 to 11 foot in the middle. And so I got to get the ground level right here where I'm going to put this carport. So I've been moving gravel around here to get this good and level, and then we're going to put the carport up. So little stuff like that though, I really needed another small tractor around, and like I said, my plan was just to take on enough small jobs that I can make another tractor payment every month, you know, one more tractor payment, and that's okay. But yeah, I used to have a 3032E, and I should have kept it. That was we called it the little engine that could. That tractor would, I done stuff with that tractor that I should not have been doing with that tractor, you know. But it would do it, you know. And you talk to some people that have Kubotas or other tractors, And they say, wow, man, you know, I've got a tractor same size as yours, and my tractor won't do that. But that 3032 would. I mean, you know, it's supposed to have 32 horsepower. But, you know, we were doing 40 horsepower stuff with that tractor, and it didn't struggle. So I bought this 25 horse. 3025E is 25 horsepower. Uh, After I got it home, I thought, you know, it would have only been about $3,000 more for the 30 to buy another 3032. I saved about $3,000 by buying a 25 horse tractor versus another 32 horse tractor. So after I got it home, I thought, I might have messed up, but I don't think I did. I don't think I did. It's the same hydraulic pump. It's the same gallons per minute. So it's got the same lift capacity, the same 3-point hitch capacity that the 32 horse tractor had. And I believe that's true for all of the 3 Series tractors. You know, they got a 25 horse, 32 horse, 38 horse, 46 horse maybe. And I'm pretty sure that's the case with all of them. They've all got the same hydraulic pump, same gallons per minute. So your loader is going to, you've got the same lift capacity no matter what tractor you have, whether you got 25 horse or 38 horse. The 38 horse is not going to pick up any more than the 25 horse tractor is. And the only time you would notice the difference would be is if you was bush hogging, if you was actually doing something where you needed that extra horsepower. And I don't plan on doing that kind of work with this tractor. I've got a 75 horse tractor I can do that stuff with. So I'm gonna do everything but bush hog with this tractor, if that makes any sense. But I don't have a small tiller yet. I've only got a 7-foot tiller, but I'm gonna get I need a 5-foot. I'll take a 6-foot if that's what I find, because I think this tractor will do it. You just have to maybe go slower. And, you know, as long as the ground's not real hard. But if the ground's real hard, you don't need to be tilling anyway. But hopefully I'll get a 5-foot. And I've got a 6-foot bush hog that I'll probably use with this tractor some, just to mow light grass. I mean, the dealer will tell you that this tractor won't handle a 6-foot bush hog, but to make a 6-foot bush hog spin, you actually only need about 5 or 7 horsepower to actually make the thing move, you know. And then what are you gonna cut with it? You know, that's what everybody always says. Well, yeah, you can put a 6-foot bush hog on it, but what are you gonna cut with it? Well, not much. not much. Just stuff that's a little bit too tall for the lawnmower, I guess. And you don't cut 6 foot at a time. You run your wheels over your tire tracks, you know, when you run, you know, and you only feed the bush hog 4.5, 5 foot of grass at a time. You let a foot of bush hog hang over, so you're not, that way the tractor will handle it. But anyway, I like this 25 horse tractor. A couple of things I like about it, I'll show you. A couple of things I like about it over the 32 horse tractor is it doesn't have a particulate filter, because it's below the horsepower requirements for the emission. It still meets the emission requirements. It meets the Tier 4 emissions without having to have a particulate filter. I like that. It's just like an old-fashioned diesel engine. It's just got a muffler and exhaust pipe, and that's it. You know, it don't have obviously it don't have DEF fluid, and it don't have the particulate filter, so it doesn't have to do the regen because there's no particulate filter. That's the main reason why the tractor is $3,000 cheaper than the 3032E, because you have to pay for all that extra particulate filter and all the regen stuff. It's not on this tractor. This tractor don't have none of that. So I like that. It's less stuff to tear up. Maintenance cost is going to be less on this tractor versus a 3032. So that's why I bought a 25 horse tractor. I can do small jobs with it. The maintenance cost is low, and believe it or not, having one of these around is the handiest. I mean, this is the handiest thing you can have around the house, you know, for a homeowner that's got a little bit of land or something like that. You know, if you got 4 or 5 acres or something, this is perfect. Well, we'll look at a couple options that it has. One thing I did when I spec'd this tractor out is I got bigger tires. They have 2 tire options for the 3 Series tractors. You can get smaller. You can get the smaller tire option, or you can get the larger tire option. I wanted the bigger tires. They're I find the size on there. They're 43 by 16 on a 20-inch rim. So 43 by 16.0 on a 20-inch rim. And the front tires are 27 by 8.5 on a 15-inch rim. And these are bigger tires than I had on my 3032E. They're a little taller and they're a little wider. And I think that's just going to help out. I can already tell that it helps out. I don't have fluid or nothing in the tires yet. If you were to put fluid in them, that would help even more. But that was one thing I didn't like about my 3032 that I had. I think if it would have had bigger tires, I'd have liked it a little bit better. But I love that tractor. Like I said, I miss that tractor. I wished I'd never sold it. One thing that they went to an upgraded 3-point hitch arm, so you can slide this out when you can't get it lined up there just perfect. You can slide that. That's, you know, you mash this and that slides out a little bit. You get it lined up and then you just back up and it goes back in and it locks. And so I wanted the upgraded 3-point hitch arms versus the, you know, just the standard 3-point hitch arms. They moved the fuel tank. I like that. It gives you more room under the hood. The fuel tank used to be under the hood. My 3032, it was up here. And you had a fuel gauge right here, which was, I kind of like that, because now it's back here. And you have to turn around to look at it. And I forget where it is. I mean, when it's right there in front of your face, you're kind of constantly looking to see how much fuel you have. I forget to check and see how much fuel I got. So, you know, because it's behind me and it's not, you're not consciously thinking about it. So, I wouldn't be surprised if I run this thing out of fuel. But it don't use much fuel, especially being 25 horsepower. You know, I don't have to put fuel in it, but once a month maybe. If you was bush hogging or something like that, it would use a lot of fuel, but other than that, it don't hardly use any at all. I like the fuel tank being up here. The whole tractor seems to be, to me, the whole tractor seems longer. It may not be, but it just feels like it is. Versus the 32 horse that I used to have. My 3032E that I owned, it was probably a 2015 model, I'm gonna guess, because I had it for 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, it was probably a 2015 model because I had it for 3 years. This is this should be a 2019 model here. Let's see. Here's how you open the hood. You can use your key. You gotta push something in this little, you see it there? There's a little button. Most of the time I use the key. They have added hydraulic cylinders here to hold the hood up. My 3032 didn't have that. It had a bar right here and it was aggravating. So I love these little things here. And they made these quick attach, so the whole side come off. I like that. Look at all the room under there. Hope the sun's not too bright. Look at all the room under there that you have by not having the diesel particulate filter in here. I mean, this is just a muffler, you know. And then the air filter. The air filters used to be up here, and they've moved them back to here, which give you better access to the radiators and the battery and all that. And that's something I used to complain about. Still, I wish they had some pull-out screens or something in here where you could clean that easier, but they don't. But the battery's still in the same place that it always has been, but you can get to it a little easier. And with the air filter being here. And man, I love that. I just can't get over that there's no particulate filter here, only a muffler, and you know, and it still passes the emissions. I can't get over that. I love it. I love it. I hate emissions crap. I just hate it. I understand we have to have it and all that, and we're protecting the environment, but it's aggravating and it's expensive. And to see a diesel engine, you know, put together the way they were 10 years ago, this is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful tractor. They've done a lot of good things with these tractors since 2015. You know, these 2019 models, they've really changed. You know, there was a few things that just needed to be corrected with these tractors, and I think they've corrected most of it. I had added cruise control to my 3032, and I had a button over here that it was like a $500 option. I bought the kit and I had John Deere install it, and I had a button there that I could push and it would maintain speed. You could take your foot off the pedal when you was bush hogging, and that helped out a lot. That saved on that old knee, you know, my leg get to hurting holding that pedal down. And I don't know if I'll put it on this one or not, but that is an option. That's something you can do. And if you're gonna mow any grass at all with these tractors, you really need to do that. You really need to go see your dealer and ask them about installing cruise control, because you'll be glad you did. But I don't plan on mowing any grass with this tractor, so I probably, if I had it, I'd use it some, but I don't think I'm gonna need it. But I'm gonna show you here. I've had this tractor about 2 or 3 months, I guess, and I just hadn't had time to make a video. But I was gonna show you here. Let's see. It's got 11.8 hours on it. And like I said, I've had it about 3 months, so not doing a whole lot of work with it yet, but just doing a little stuff that needs to be done, you know. We'll fire it up. Your 540 is about 2,600 RPMs, And it idles a little higher than the 3032 did. They've got the fuel set up a little bit different on this 25 horse motor, and which it's okay. It took me a little bit of getting used to, but that's idled all the way down. So it idles it idles at 1200 RPMs. So I'm not real used to that, but I'm getting used to it. So, you know, doing front end loader work and stuff, I like to run them about 15 to 1700 RPM, something like that. And since we're not having to regen, and we're not having to worry about building up soot, I don't reckon. So I like that. And let's see here. What else? They added a 12-volt plug here so you can charge your cell phone. And I've actually used that once. I put my cell phone in here. That is handy dandy. My 3032, back, you know, they didn't have that back in 2015, and there was a lot of jobs that we done where you get kind of far from the truck, and if you have to charge your phone, you have to leave your phone in the truck. And then if somebody calls, you have to go back to the truck every now and then, check, see if you got a missed call. That's aggravating. Of course, you don't want your phone to bounce out of here and you lose it, but yeah, if you're in a pinch, you can charge your cell phone there if you need to, and I really do like that. Now, everything else still the same. I hadn't really showed much on this tractor because I'm used to them. I've owned one before, but you know, still got high and low. You know, still the two-speed hydrostat, forward, reverse. Hydraulic still the same. All the loader controls still the same. It's got a float option. All that's the same as it always has been. I really like these tractors. They're for the money, you get a lot of bang for your buck. And it's a real good tractor that's on the market right now. That's you know, I feel like it's, you know, John Deere has done better than some of their competitors with this tractor, especially for the price point. The price point of where this thing's at is, like I said, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. You get a whole lot of tractor for the money. And this thing it'll do about anything. Like I said, I was worried a little bit about the 25 horse not being enough, but we're gonna make a few videos with this thing and show it doing, you know, we're gonna find out just what all it will do. And I got a lot of faith in it. I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be good. I believe it'll do anything I need to do. You can add the third function grapple to these E-Series tractors. You know, you can add every option to these E-Series tractors that you can. You know, the R, maybe not every option, but you can add a lot of options to these E-Series tractors that people don't really realize that you can add. And you can add a lot of the options that the R-Series tractors have, and make them do anything you need to do. Probably one thing I've seen on the R that we don't have on the E, the R's probably got a little bit more comfortable seat. You know, and that's really the biggest thing that I saw. I hadn't asked about any kind of seat upgrade on these E-Series tractors, so I don't know if you might could do that or not. Probably not. And I don't know that the R-Series had a little bit of a spring seat, and you know, this is just like a lawnmower seat. You know, that's basically the same seat they put on their lawnmower. So if you're in rough terrain, you know, it's gonna beat you to death. If you're mowing and you got, you know, rough areas that you mow, you might want to look at an R-Series just because the seat's gonna be a little bit more comfortable. I believe you could add armrests. I hadn't checked on doing that, but I bet you could add armrests to this seat. That'd make it a little bit more comfortable. But I wished it was, you know, a suspension seat, but it's not. But for what I'm gonna do, I didn't figure I needed a suspension seat. Be nice, but it's not a necessity. But I did see one of these tractors that had a third function on it, and they just kind of had looked like they had the button kind of just zip tied to the loader joystick, but hey, it was on there and it had third function. But I've seen the backhoes on the E-Series tractors. I've seen the third functions on the E-Series tractors. They used to say you couldn't get a lot of that stuff with an E-Series, but I've seen them. I've seen them up there at the dealer. And so that may be something that's new for 2019. I'm not sure, but if I ever upgrade this tractor, I might upgrade to a 3038E with a backhoe. But we'll just have to wait and see if that's in the cards for the future, or if I have a need for it, you know. If I don't have a need. I don't know. If I ever have to, I get this tractor paid down or paid off. If I ever have to, I can use it for traded in, just use it for a down payment on something else, you know. But that's what I did last time. That's what I did with my 3032, and wished I hadn't done that, and I had to go back and buy another one. So, you know, I don't know. It's just hard to do. It's hard to make it without a tractor this size. You know, it's hard to get by without one. You just kind of need one around every now and then. So, but anyway, that's my 3025E, and just wanted to show y'all that. It'd be fun. I like this size tractor. I think we can make some cool videos with a tractor this size. So I wished I'd have made some videos back when I had my 3032E. I wished I'd have made some videos of it, but I never did do it. So I'm gonna make some of this 3025. And I believe we can make some pretty cool videos and it'd be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. Subscribe for more.